everybody, and welcome back to Paltry Squabbles. We're excited to be here with you again. I'm Alex.
And I'm Blaine. Did I say Anam Blaine?
Autumn Blaine.
Autumn Blaine. My name is Blaine.
All right, before we get into it today, there is something I want to bring up back from episode 1. So it turns out...
Is it piss?
It's not piss. Well, it's piss related. Looking through, most podcatchers don't actually have a like button. So instead of 100 likes, if we get to 100 follows on anything, including Twitter, follow us at Paltry Squabbles, then
we'll drink Shrek piss.
We'll drink the Shrek piss. If there's anyone who didn't listen to episode 1, Shrek...
You're gonna have a really bad time listening to this. Just like, oh god, Shrek?
Episode 1's not gonna make any much more sense, but for context, Shrek piss is onion juice. Like juice that you juiced out of an onion.
Alex.
Yeah, Blake, what's up?
Do you know what stoves are?
I've heard of them. I've used one or two in my life.
I've done extensive research on stoves. I'm bullshitting. What's your favorite kind of stove?
What do you mean? Like,
how do you like your stoves?
Are we talking
do you like them gassy? Do you like them gassy or do you like them electronic?
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about brand name or something. I'm like, I've never looked at the brand of my stove at all, but gas, obviously. A gas stove is...
I don't know of any brand names stoves. I know there are some. Samsung probably has one. They have appliances.
Why I was struggling there. I was struggling to come up with a brand name. Does Maytag make stoves? They make like fridges or washing machines or both.
I was thinking of washing machines. They probably make a dryer. That's basically the same thing, right?
Okay, but anyway, gas stoves.
If you pop a lasagna in there, it's gonna be a mess, but it'll probably be cooked. By the way, you're wrong. It's electric stoves.
Okay, no. Now we're talking about putting the lasagna in a dryer to cook it. Actually, first.
God damn it, do we have to buy a dryer and shove a lasagna in it?
The problem is buying a dryer is going to be really expensive.
I don't want to use my dryer.
And we certainly can't go to the laundromat and throw a lasagna in the dryer.
I think our best bet would be going to a laundromat.
I mean, the problem is there would be no one to stop us.
We have to go in the middle of the night to not get caught.
We'd have to live with what we did.
in our psyche.
Can you imagine? Just picture, Blaine. You're doing laundry before bed. You're tired as hell. You're going, finally, it's time to get your laundry out of the dryer. Why does my laundry stink like lasagna? That's what you're going to say. And it's not going to be good. And then you have to do laundry a second time because your laundry stinks like lasagna.
I mean... No, I was gonna say I wouldn't complain if my laundry smelled like lasagna, but I would totally complain. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be walking down the street. Someone turns around. Why does that dude smell like lasagna?
Listen, we can't all be Garfield. Garfield's already got that job, you know.
I would be Garfield. So yeah, electric stoves are superior.
Electric stoves suck ass. First off, if we're talking exposed element, those motherfuckers look shady as hell. How are those still put in places? Most apartments I've been in. Just a big ol' exposed heating element? What the hell? Even in a space heater, they put it behind a cage.
But if you have a gas stove, you literally have open fucking flames.
Yeah,
how is that any better, having open flames?
Because it's pretty fucking sick, isn't it?
I would rather have just a hot surface than open flames.
Oh, but open flames are so much easier to control.
That's a good one.
No, seriously. Because the temperature output is going to change much more quickly when you change the flame.
That is until you light shit on fire.
On a surface, if you turn it down, it takes a second to get cooler. If you turn it up, it takes a second to get hotter.
Yeah, but it's less dangerous just having the hot surface than having an open flame.
Not if you're careful.
You think I'm careful?
I mean, I'm not either, but I also like to play with fire, so it's fine. They cancel each other out.
Plus, electric looks better. Aesthetically, it's just so much more pleasing to the eye.
First off, if you're talking about the exposed element electric, throw that in the trash. Those look shady as hell. I hate them. If you're talking about the smooth surface electric, I'll give you they look sleek, but they don't light on fire. And a gas stove doesn't look much less sleek.
Wait. Oh, no. Stovetop. Yeah. I don't know why I was thinking about ovens. Good
Well,
God.
ovens, same thing. I was picturing them as a single unit.
Yeah, we're talking about stovetop.
Well, ovens absolutely in the conversation. Gas oven, electric oven. We've probably been using the two words interchangeably this whole time. At least I think I have.
We definitely have.
But oven is definitely in consideration. Although I just don't see a significant difference between a gas oven and an electric oven.
I know. I mean, this is going to sound crazy, but I have a gas stove and a gas oven. But even I know, electric's better.
Blaine, you
Just
motherfucking
overall.
liar. You lied to me this whole time arguing against an electric, but you have a gas stove because you know it's better.
No, because that was what was in my house.
Okay, if you say so.
If I was one of them rootin' tootin' rich people folk, I would sell that shit and buy. Can you even sell a used stove that easily?
I mean, probably.
I would just take it out, leave it in the street like for free, and then see if to just watch people struggle to take it. Maybe.
That'd be a fun game.
But no, I would absolutely get an electric one because it's sleeker, it's nicer, it doesn't have open flames ready to burn you.
See, you keep on saying that like it's a positive.
Because it is.
It's not. Open flames look cool. They're fun. You get to live on the edge. They're awesome.
That is until you have your paper towel sitting too close to your stove and you're like, whoopsie.
Listen, if you can't put out a paper towel fire, then I really didn't have anything after that. But the point is, the paper towel fires are easy to put out.
You gonna stomp on them? What are you gonna do?
You
You're
can
gonna
stomp
run to
on
the
them.
sink?
Blaine, I've stomped on paper towel fires before. I think you were there.
How many paper towel fires have you had?
One. But you were there, I'm pretty sure. It was at the cabin.
I think I remember that now.
Yeah, I was trying to start a fire.
Was that the carpet though?
The paper towel landed on the carpet, yes. And I believe
okay.
may have briefly caught the carpet on fire, I don't recall. But I was trying to light a paper towel on fire to put it in the stove, like the heating stove, to light that on fire. But it burned much more quickly than I expected.
Yeah, you're talking about the fireplace, but it's basically an oven stove.
It is. I'm pretty sure it is technically called a stove. It's just for heating instead of for cooking. I don't know that, though.
Yeah, we're just talking bullshit. Who cares? Plus, I'm just not a fan of the gas.
Oh, I love gas.
Like, picture this, right? You don't turn off the gas all the way. Like, the fire goes out, but you still have it turned a little bit. And then you just got gas, just like coming into your place, coming all up in your place.
Well, there's actually a really simple solution to that.
Is your solution don't do that?
I mean, my solution is know how to work a knob, yes.
Like, yeah, what if it goes out? Like, what if your fire goes out and then it's still just pumping your gas?
I think they have protections for that. I mean, if your fire goes out, you just relight it real quick. And if
Mine
you don't
doesn't do
relight
that
it,
every time.
if you relight it quick enough, you just turn the gas off for a few seconds, let it clear out, and then you light it back up.
Or you don't even realize the gas is still pumping. Then you notice after like 2 minutes, you turn it again, like to light it, and then all of a sudden you have no eyebrows.
Gas disperses much quicker than that, to be honest.
Or a house anymore.
Open the door for a minute or two.
Because the gas blew you up.
Like, you'd have to be passed out with the gas on. And that's going to lead to some other issues.
You know what doesn't do that? An electric.
But if you accidentally leave an electric stove on, that's a fire risk, and you can't smell when an electric stove is on.
You'll see the red, like, LED heating element light up.
You won't if you're stupid. Don't look at it. Like me.
Have you burned your hand on an electric stove before?
I have... Oh, no, I haven't burned my hand on an electric stove.
Because that sounds like something someone that has burned their hand on an electric stove would say.
I just don't touch where it gets hot, usually.
I burned my hand on an electric stove surface before. I was a child, though, so I think I get a pass.
I don't think so. I'm holding
I
that
was
one
a
against
child.
you. Well,
Like single-digit age child.
yeah. Well, you shouldn't have been such a dumb child.
Don't hate the player, hate the game. I don't know what fucking game I'm playing where I'm burning my fucking hand off.
But Anyway, now it's it's my confession time, Blaine. I've got an electric stove right now. I want a gas one so bad.
Baby, look at that. You want to trade?
Yeah, actually, that would be great. Let me talk to my apartment manager really quick.
Like, go to your apartment manager. Hey, this shit sucks. Give me a new one.
Oh, and I'd have to ask him to hook up a gas line, but that should be fine, right?
Yeah. You were talking shit about me admitting that I had a gas stove when you had an electric one this whole time.
Well, you know what they say about people who are talking shit, Blaine? They're full of shit. They're literally telling you.
Yeah, so now that we outed ourselves...
That's enough about stoves, because you outed me.
I want to keep talking about stoves. I like
them.
No,
you outed me for being a hypocrite, just because I was being a hypocrite about your stove. And now, Blaine, I want to talk about something else.
Something better than stoves?
Better than stoves. You know what I was doing the other day, Blaine? I was reading a good book on my Kindle.
You fucking nerd. Who reads anymore?
Not me really all that often. That was just a way to intro the bit.
Oh, that's cool. Cause
I was lying.
I mean, again? Come on, dude. No, it's fine. I read sometimes on a book.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense, but a Kindle's so convenient, isn't it?
I mean, it's not better than a book.
Oh, it absolutely is. A Kindle is a million books.
Yeah, but it's also, what, is it a tablet at this point? I don't know. I don't have a Kindle. I don't need one, because you know why? Because I have books to read my books.
We should just be using the word e-reader, actually. I'm not sure the A company would like us saying their product a million times. E-readers, though, I love them.
Go ahead, Bezos, sue me.
Don't tempt him. Please.
After his divorce, he needs the money.
Oh, no. The point is, an e-reader is great. You can have so many books with you. What if you don't know what book you want to read when you're heading out of the house?
You go to your bookstore, and then you browse the aisles, and then you see one, like, oh, that looks cool.
So every time I bring the wrong book with me, I gotta go buy a new book?
What do you mean bring the wrong book with you?
Because what if I want to read a different book, with a Kindle? With an e-reader... With an e-reader, you can take any book. You can take all the books. You got all the books with you. With a regular book, if you're going to bring a book for the day, you got to be like, ooh, what book do I want to read? And then you have to be right. Because I know my feelings, they change after a few hours. I'm going to want to read a completely different book.
I mean, if you're in the middle of reading a current book, odds are you're going to want to continue to read that book. You're not just going to be in the middle of a book you're reading and it's like, nah, fuck that. I want to read this one instead.
What if I'm starting a new book? What if I'm going to go to a hotel for a week or so?
Then bring your new book.
Yeah, but I don't know what book I'm going to want to read next. Until I do. Until I'm ready to read.
If you're staying somewhere for a week, then you finish your book and then like, oh, I'm going to go to the local bookstore.
Or you could have your e-reader with you and just open the next book that you already own. You already own it.
Yeah, but you know what else you could do? You could literally just pull up your phone and do the exact same thing on your telephone.
Listen, I'm counting my phone as an e-reader right now because that's the only e-reader I realistically have. Yeah.
Oh, you were talking shit with Kindles, so I assumed you actually just. I assumed you just had that specific brand of e-reader.
No, that was just the brand that came to mind.
Oh, okay. See, yeah, just staring at your phone, it's just what you do every day. It's what I do every day.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna be reading a book, I want to actually like have the paper. I want to be able to turn the page. I want to be able to get paper cuts. I want the whole experience.
The whole experience of killing the entire forest, Blaine. That's what you're getting.
Trees are sustainable. You can replant them.
You can replant your ass. Fuck you.
I was trying to make a plant and then plant something. I couldn't think of a joke. Damn.
Well, that's fine.
But yeah, I like to feel the pages in between my thingies. I want to, have it in my hands. I don't want my phone in my hands. I just want the paper.
What do you mean you don't want your phone in your hands? It's 2022. Everybody wants their phone in their hands all of the time. Imagine.
I have my phone in my hands too much as it is. Besides, can you even hear this? Listen to this. That's paper from a book.
Okay, Grandpa. Oh, I already use my phone too much as is. Oh, these damn kids these days and their phones.
I need my readers in order to read. I don't have reading glasses.
No, you probably use bifocals already. Planning ahead, don't need those reading glasses.
I mean, I don't need bifocals, but I don't need to read them. I don't. Good God, what am I saying?
You don't need to read the books because it's so inconvenient, is what you're saying, I'm pretty sure. Now, if you had an e-reader, though...
I still wouldn't need to read the books.
Well, shit.
But not, like, if you want to see, like, the cover art, how easily available is it on your e-reader?
Dude, you'll see it. It pops up, it's the first page. It shows you in a little icon, the cover art.
Yeah, but how simple is it to go and look back at the cover art?
Pretty easy. You just open the book selection screen, or you create a little bookmark and you go back to page 1, and you return to the bookmark. Blaine, I can fucking talk today, apparently.
None of us can. Words are hard. You know how easy it is to check what's the word I'm thinking of? What word have I? Cover art.
You said it like 20 times, Blaine.
I know, and I already forgot. If I want to check the cover art of the book I have with me, I just flip the page, and I see it. That's all it takes. I don't need to bookmark my spot, and then go back to page 1, and then flip all the way back over. I just, there it is. There it is. It's that fast.
Oh, that brings me to another topic, actually. Blaine, I've got problems with the phrase, don't judge a book by its cover. Now, the meaning behind the phrase, absolutely, I get that. Don't be a dick. But taking it literally, how the fuck else am I supposed to judge a book? If the cover looks cool, I want to read it.
I'm absolutely judging this book I have with me here by the cover.
Oh, really? Why don't we go talk about that book at the Chill Out Tent? What have you been reading lately, Lee?
I don't want to talk about it, because it's weird.
Alright, well, I'm going to make you talk about it in the Chill Out Tent, buddy. Oh, that sounded meaner than I thought. I don't make Blaine do things too often.
It's fine, I do them willingly.
Alright, we'll see you guys in the tent. Alright. So, what book have you been reading, Blaine? It's time you tell us.
Can I provide some context, though, before I tell you the title?
I guess.
I'm not going to do that. It's The Haunted Vagina.
Oh my. I'd ask what that book's about, but, well...
I assume you can guess.
It's right there. It's a very descriptive 2 words, huh?
So, I know you're dying to know what this book's about. I'm going to keep that from you for a little bit. Some context. I heard about this book on the internet. Crazy, right? I just saw the title, I saw the cover art, and then I was like, okay, now I have to read this. Because it's so fucking weird.
It does sound pretty fucking weird.
And so I did. It wasn't worth it. Because it's a very short book, I must say. It's incredibly weird and confusing.
Is it? You're telling me the book called Haunted Vagina wasn't very good? It was written by an author who's not necessarily good at writing books? Haunted Vagina?
No. Oh, this dude has wrote so many books, and they're all the worst thing in the world. Just go ahead. I'll tell you the author of the book. Can I do that? Yeah. I'm going to tell you his name. Carlton Mellick III. Go ahead and give this guy a little Google. You're not going to like what you see.
Why don't you do that right now for us, actually, and pop us off some of the classics?
Oh, some of his book titles?
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Don't do them all. I think we do want to encourage listeners to.
Oh, yeah. Do their own research.
Bring us off some of the good ones.
Well, there is Electric Jesus Corpse.
Jesus Christ, that was a lot to take in.
You also have the classics, such as War Slut.
Of course. I read that one every day. I've read it a million times at this point.
There's also Ultra Fuckers.
Ultra Fuckers?
Hell yeah. And I'll leave you there's just one more. Just give you another little taste. The Morbidly Obese Ninja. Those are some of the books that our boy Carlton has written.
What a class act he sounds like.
Oh, I love it. So yeah, I've kept everyone long enough, I feel. I'm gonna go ahead and read everyone the blurb here.
Please do.
The main character's name is Steve, so we're already at a low point. I'm sorry, Steve.
Now,
I'm
is
sure-
the
I'm
haunted
sure you're
vagina
great.
Steve's vagina?
It is not.
Okay. This was important information.
It's Stacy. Steve is madly in love with his eccentric girlfriend, Stacy. Unfortunately, their sex life has been suffering as of late, because Steve is worried about the odd noises that have been coming from Stacy's pubic region. She says that her vagina is haunted. She doesn't think it's that big of a deal. Steve, on the other hand, completely disagrees.
Haunted vagina, whatever. No big deal. NBD!
Yeah, that was pretty tame to start, right? Wouldn't you agree? That was like, oh, that's not that weird, right? I mean, it's weird, but it's not the worst thing.
Do you know what the weirdest part about this is? Steve is into Stacy when clearly he should be into Stacy's mom.
Haha. Goddamn. So yeah, we immediately kick it up a notch with when a living corpse climbs out of her during an awkward night of sex, Stacy learns that her vagina is actually a doorway into another world. She persuades Steve to climb inside of her to explore this strange new place. But once inside, Steve finds it difficult to return, especially once he meets an oddly attractive woman named Fig, who lives within the lonely haunted world between Stacy's legs.
Oh, dude. He's not going to cheat with her in her vagina, is he? Cheat with her, cheat on her.
You're gonna have to read that to find out. Now, I'm sorry for ruining everyone's day, but that's just what we had to talk about.
It was the topic of the day.
Yeah.
And what a fun one.
Stacy's haunted vagina is the topic of the day. Maybe.
That's why
Who knows?
I always preferred Stacy's mom. Ha! 2-in-1 episode.
She does have it going on.
Fuck. Now I want to listen to that song. But first, what's your favorite dog breed, Blaine?
Well, pretty much every single dog in existence is
Obviously.
my favorite.
Okay, Blaine, obviously, but we're going to have to narrow it down. We need to pick specific favorite dog breeds. Dogs are all great, except for Chihuahuas. I'm not a fan of Chihuahuas. Sorry to any Chihuahuas.
Oh, they're great. I would pet them. Even if they're going to bite my ankles off, would still pet them.
I would pet them. I just don't like them. I like them to be happy. It makes me happy when a dog is happy. But I don't like them. That's pretty much it. Well, Boston Terriers look stupid. Pugs look stupid, but in a fun way.
Jesus. I thought you said you loved all dogs.
Okay, listen. In my defense, Boston Terriers are the result of unethical breeding, and like pugs, they've got terrible breathing problems, and their stupid bulgy eyes are scary, and I don't like them.
You mean you don't want your dogs to have respiratory problems at birth?
No, I don't think so. That doesn't... Wait. No, that doesn't sound good.
Huh. Crazy. Well, I guess if I had to narrow it down, I think I'm leaning towards two answers, honestly.
Ooh, how?
Well, they're very different, but, I mean, they're both dogs. One, I'm leaning towards Yorkshire Terriers. They're just so tiny and cute.
Why do I associate them with Scotland?
Yorkshire, I think, is in the UK. So, it's probably right.
It's just a very Scottish-looking dog, a Yorkshire Terrier.
They're cute as hell, and they're tiny, and I just want to pick them up and hold them and pet them and love them. Every single one. So yeah, I've narrowed it down to either that, a Yorkie, or, alternatively, an Australian Shepherd.
I just looked up a picture of a Yorkshire Terrier. This is not the dog I was thinking of.
Were you thinking of a Scottish Terrier?
You know what? I probably was. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Oh boy. But yeah, or an Australian Shepherd. They're a bit bigger. I think they're like medium size, but yeah, they're super cool.
Decent submissions. But the best type of dog, any type of coonhound. I love me a coonhound. A nice big dog with a great nose, super friendly, kind of smart but dumb enough to be funny. I love a coonhound.
See, I don't think they're very cuddly though.
Oh, coonhounds? No, not really, but they're very social.
Well, yeah, being social is absolutely fine, but see, like, if I want a dog, I want one that, laying down on the couch or wherever, they'll just crawl up to you. You know, they're furry, they're nice. You can just give them a big old hug and be warm and content. I mean, obviously, you can hug up to a coonhound too, but they got the short fur and they're not, I don't know, not as cuddly.
Oh yeah, a nice short fur dog, nothing wrong with that. And they will cuddle with you, and with the coonhound, you know that means they really like you.
I mean, I assume if any dog is cuddling with you, they'll like you at least to some extent.
Actually, yeah, you're probably right about that. I should throw a disclaimer in here. I don't know dog facts. I'm mostly pulling this out of my ass, and it may or may not be correct. Don't quote me. Or do, but you'll look stupid.
See, yeah, another reason that I like Aussies, they're, like, I just like dogs that have, you know, like the blue, almost white eyes, too. Like, any dog that has, like, that, like, color difference in the eyes like that, oh, they always just look super cool.
I can agree with that, but hear me out here. Here's a great argument for coonhounds. I always had a coonhound growing up. My first dog was a coonhound. Dog I had after that, she's a coonhound. Coonhounds are great.
Oh, my uncle has a coonhound? I was gonna say coon dog.
Get you one of them coon dogs! Sounds like something you get at the state fair.
Yeah, my uncle has one right now. Very playful, very fun, but kind of just has, like, the weirdest breathing problem I've ever heard in my life.
That's interesting. My coonhound does not have that. I should mention, my favorite type of dog is a mutt. I don't want no purebred dog. Why do I want my dog to look exactly like everybody else's dog? I mean, the health problems with that aside. And let me tell you,
I mean, that's only certain breeds that have the health problems like that.
I mean, there are certain breeds with super big ones, but the problem with purebred is it requires a lot of inbreeding, which can lead to potential health problems. Not requires. I shouldn't say requires. Just the unethical people doing it don't give a shit. But, oh wow, that's not very funny in this comedy podcast. Uh-oh.
No.
The point is, mutts have more personality, too. I don't want my dog to look like everyone else's dog. I want a unique dog.
I mean, you can also have a unique dog with purebreds, but whatever.
Unique in personality, sure, a little bit. But a golden retriever looks like a golden retriever. And Jim's golden retriever looks like Susie's golden retriever.
But you can tell the difference. If you put your dog in a room with all the other dogs that look the same, your odds are you're going to find your dog.
The other dogs don't look the same, because I've got a mutt, and she's special. Purebred is a bunch of malarkey.
Yeah, who wants a dinner that's purebred?
Exactly. You get me, Blaine. You understand. You're coming around. Next, you're going to be saying coonhounds are the best dog, because that's right.
That's not right. You kind of, like, switch it up. You were saying that it was coonhounds, but then you're like, oh, only mutts are cool. That's not your quote, but that's what I'm making it out to be.
Coonhound is part of the mutt, you see. You can't just ask what mutt is best, because there are a million of them. But coonhound is the best to have in a mutt.
I disagree. I like my Aussie or Yorkie. Either of those two, they're great. Also, I do also need to mention, I don't have a dog. I have a cat.
I mean,
he's sitting right here. He's a good boy.
I also have a cat. I have a dog at, my parents' house. I am a dog person more than a cat person.
Oh, absolutely, I am as well.
But I love a good cat, but I like dogs better.
I'm just animal in general. If you give me an animal that I can pet or touch, I'm gonna have a good time.
Fuck yeah.
That sounds slightly worse than I made it out to be,
yeah,
but
actually,
you get my drift.
That sounded more sexual than intended. To my knowledge, Blaine is not an animal fucker.
Yeah.
Blaine, I'm so happy you can take one for the comedy team.
But yeah, I honestly do feel I'll just be one of those, what's that award people get for dying in dumb ways? The Darwin Award.
Oh,
I feel like I would be a Darwin Award winner because I would like try to pet a coyote or something like that.
Blaine, I hate it when people say Darwin Award so much.
Really?
Oh, I hate it so much because 90% of the time they're talking about shit like warning labels and stuff. And you have to understand that sort of shit is learned. We have no reason to have an instinct for that. There's no reason at all. Someone dying off because they're always like, oh, we should just remove the warning labels. Give everyone Darwin Awards. That's not, you're going to have ignorance of it until you learn it. If you don't learn it until you're older, that's weird, but it's not like you're born with the knowledge that oh, bleach is bad to drink, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I know predatory animals are not good things to pet, but I'm still gonna attempt it.
See, that one I can actually... I'd be willing to use the phrase Darwin Award for that one, because instincts should kick in there.
Like, I just want to... I obviously, like, if I'm out in nature and I do see an animal, I know well enough that I shouldn't disturb nature. Like, I'm not gonna, like, try to feed, one of the little chipmunks, because I know they shouldn't be fed. I want to, really badly, but I'm not going to, even though I really want to.
Would you feed a dog you saw in the wild?
Does it look like it's owned? Like, does it look like it has an owner? Or does it
No.
look like a stray?
Let's say stray.
No, that's tougher, probably.
Yeah, I totally would. Obviously, if it's growling at me and trying to eat me, then no.
That wouldn't stop me. There was this one time I was passing this person walking their dog, and they said, sure. And then I, knelt down, got to the dog's level, like Caesar Milan told me, I think. I don't know. It's been a while. And anyway, the dog kind of started growling and looked like he wasn't a fan of me, but I still kept going for it. I mean, I didn't, like, reach my hand out and, like, force my way in, but I was, like, slowly, like, went forward, but the dog was, like, growling, didn't look like a fan. I was like, oh, okay.
What a beautiful story about petting dogs.
Yeah, I had a dog bark in my face, but I still got down next to its face. I just like dogs. If it bit me, it was my own fault.
That's fair. I only remember one dog in recent memory growling at me. For my job, I have to go into people's apartments sometimes, and no one was home in this one except for the dog, and it was like growling at me and barking at me, and I was like, okay, this dog says I can't be here, and I'm going to listen to that. So I walk out, and the guy who's in charge... In charge?
In charge.
He's in charge! The guy who's in charge of the job site is like, well, why did you do that unit? And it's like, well, there's a dog in there who wants to eat me. And then he made me go do it anyway. To be fair, he went in with me, and he did absolutely calm the dog down and make sure the dog was happy. But as soon as I heard a dog growling at me and barking, my first thought was, nope, this dog says no, and I'm going to respect it, or I'm going to get bit.
Man, now I want to name the next dog I get Shrink. Remember that? Throwback.
Throwback to Shrink. I think I accidentally said Shrink today. I was wondering why that seemed familiar. That was last week's episode, yeah?
I think that was the second episode.
Okay. I think I also accidentally said Shrink in the intro. Whoops.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I just like animals in general. The takeaway from all this, the haunted vagina and all dogs, all animals are sick.
But not in the bad way. In the, like...
Nah, they're
sick
sick as hell. Not like Black Plague type of sick.
Just like sweet dog type of sick.
Man, I want to be that cool guy walking his dog, and then someone be like, hey man, sick dog, and I'm like, hey, and then just keep walking.
If you get a dog, I can tell you sick dog, and you can tell me, hey.
I have a pretty cool cat, though.
You do have a pretty cool cat. I've met this cat. Believe it or not, Blaine and I know each other in real life, too.
It's crazy. Who would have thought us talking like this each week, and we know each other?
It's a funny coincidence, actually.
Who would have thunk it?
I think that's all the... Wait, I was about to say I think that's all the dog stuff we can squeeze out, but now I'm thinking about dog groomers. You know about dog groomers, right, Blaine?
In what aspect? I know of them. I know they sometimes clip their nails and, like, brush them.
And squeeze their assholes?
Excuse me?
You don't know about that?
Excuse me?
Part of a dog groomer's job, there's some gland or something up in the asshole that I guess is comfortable if it's relieved for a dog. And so part of a dog groomer's job is to put their finger up the dog's ass and relieve, like, press on that gland so that it releases whatever's in there. I don't know the specifics. I've never been a dog groomer, but yeah, part of a dog groomer's job is pinching assholes.
Is this you continuing to, like, I don't know what I'm saying, I don't know many dog facts, I'm just talking out my ass. Is this continuing on that, or is this like, I know this for an absolute fact?
This is an absolute fact.
I don't want to Google fingering a dog's asshole, though.
Maybe don't word it like that, but I also don't know how you would word it. Blaine, I'm not fucking shitting you.
Dog groomer... I don't want to Google a dog groomer fingering a dog's ass.
Just Google dog groomer squeeze butthole.
We all know I'm gonna. That sounds worse. We all know I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna go on. What's the mode?
Incognito.
Yeah, yep. We're gonna go into incognito mode with that one. Fingering a dog. Oh, that's. Oh no! That was definitely the wrong thing to search there.
Yeah, it definitely was. Try accessing a dog's anal gland. Which...
I don't want to talk about what the results were.
Yeah, we all know what the results were, Blaine. You Googled fingering a dog.
It's not good.
Try accessing a dog's anal gland, which is somehow worse to say with my mouth than fingering a dog. And I encourage anyone at home to play along. Just don't Google fingering a dog.
Don't do it on a work computer. You'll get in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, do it if you want. But know that anything you see is a terrible, terrible, unethical thing to do. I think I didn't Google it, and I'm not going to. So did you find anything, Blaine? Or did you stop Googling?
What the fuck? He inserts a lubricated gloved finger into the anus about 1/2 inch. After locating the anal glands on each side, he depresses one gland at a time and draws his finger forward, emptying the contents into a paper towel pressed against the dog's rear end.
So imagine you're a dog and you're just going in for a haircut.
All I really have to say about that is yikes.
Fucking yikes, right? I told you. That was a real fucking thing. That is a real thing. They still do it.
Also, I think I'm probably on a list for Googling fingering a dog.
You were on a list for a few reasons. Weren't you Googling what does spinal fluid taste like last week?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on a list for that, too.
Now okay, the NSA agent that's keeping an eye on me is, like, piecing it all together now. Started off with, alright, sipping down spinal fluid, and then this week, it was fingering a dog. So what I'm gathering here is this weirdo wants to sip on a dog's spinal fluid and then finger it.
The spinal fluid or the dog?
Yes. You know, I also just realized what I'm saying, and this is going to be released to people.
Oh, anyone in the world can hear this, including prospective employers. Don't put this show on your resume, Blaine, or at least not episode 4. I think we're on 4. Close enough.
This is never. I'm not going to talk about this shit on the work site. Are you kidding me?
Well,
all right, time to wrap it up on that.
As usual, you can email us at paltrysquabbles@gmail.com if you want to send us a suggestion, or just let us know what you think about the show. Follow us at Paltry Squabbles on Twitter, and give us a follow on whatever podcatcher you're using.
We would really appreciate it.
We love all of our listeners so much. You're our favorite.
That's my ending bit.
No, your ending bit is I love you.
Yeah, and I'm talking to them. I'm talking to you.
Now, is you me or is it them?
Oh, you. I love you.
You always have us.